Well, welcome to episode 1 of Vaping is Science. So today we are going to be talking about e-liquid, or juice, as most vapors call it. I've had many questions of what the heck is it? Is it sugar water? Is it... I mean, there's multiple theories of what it could possibly be. But today we're going to take a quick look at what the heck is this stuff, what the heck is in this stuff, and hopefully you'll have a better understanding when we're done about what's going on inside this little bottle, what's going in your vape, and what is going in your lungs. So the first ingredient that we are going to talk about today is propylene glycol. And this is in the majority of all e-liquids. I'm just going to call it juice for this video. I personally do not use any mixes with propylene glycol. They have small amounts of propylene glycol, but you get to mix or choose your mix. So I'll say that there's two main ingredients, propylene glycol and vegetable glycerin. Let's start out with propylene glycol. What the heck is it? Well, it is that right there, propane 1,2-diol, if you want to speak the organic chemistry term of it. And the old structure looks a little bit like this. We'll put an OH on there, get a good hydroxyl group. We'll drop this down and put on another hydroxyl group. Alright, a hydroxyl group, all it is a O with an H on it. Let's learn a little bit about it. What we got? First of all, it's organic, which means it's got carbon in it, pretty much. It is colorless. Most of the e-liquids now have color, and that comes from the flavorings and nicotine, and some have artificial flavoring or artificial coloring, just like a lot of the juices that we drink. It is also used in the food industry. Most of the time when you read it, it is widely, we'll quotate that, widely considered non-toxic. Ooh, can't spell. So just to give you a look about what it looks like, that's a propylene glycol. Let's put it up here. How's that look? What are we looking at here? I'll turn it over. I'll try to keep it in the frame for you. Everything that's white is a hydrogen. Everything that's black is a carbon. And all the bonds are gray. And oxygen is red. We got this backbone, carbon backbone right here. Regular CH3 on the end. Then you see your two hydroxyls hanging off right there. That's the OH that you see. So this is literally a propylene glycol. A propylene glycol. Yeah. So we'll take a look at that later with the difference between this and vegetable glycerin. This is one of the main ingredients, propylene glycol. Let's move on to vegetable glycerin. Alright, so let's talk about the next main ingredient, base liquid for juice, and that is going to be vegetable glycerin. Vegetable glycerin, we'll call it, because we speak English. Alright, what does this guy look like? If you remember, we're going to say, a lot, these are usually called PG and VG. And if you remember, PG, which was our propylene glycol, is C3H8, and then the two hydroxyls. And now this guy is C3H8O3. So instead of two hydroxyl groups, we got three hydroxyl groups, which are our covalently bonded oxygens to hydrogens. I guess we can say, what is this called in the old science world? Propane 1,2,3 triol. And if you guys are like, oh my gosh, it has propane in it, Yeah, it does, but not propane like you're cooking your steaks with on your grill. Propane more as in a carbon chain that consists of 3 carbons. What about this guy? He's organic too. And this one actually is organic, but it can be naturally derived from plants, mostly soybeans, or it can be synthetic, which means that it can be synthesized in labs. It is also colorless. Ooh. It is widely used in pharmaceutical formulations. It is sweet tasting. This one is non-toxic. That is vegetable glycerin. So let's bring out the old trusty propylene glycol. Here she is right here, looking all fancy and whatnot, looking official. So what are we gonna do with this joker? We are going to take off this hydrogen, and then we are going to add on just 1 hydroxyl. Bam! You saw it happen. Did you see it happen? Did you see it happen right before your eyes? I saw it happen. It just went from propylene glycol to vegetable glycerin. Bam! See those 3 hydroxyls on there now? Are 3 oxygen and hydrogens bonded together? Yep, you saw it happen. So, now you know what this stuff is made out of. So those are the 2 base liquids that create this craziness, which is delicious, in my personal opinion, saves lives every day. If you want to know other ingredients, you'll have to talk with your retailer or your juice maker. A lot of them, I mean, e-liquid has changed so much, because now you can look at websites and they'll tell you all their ingredients. There's organic e-liquid, where the flavors, instead of using artificial flavors, they use extracted flavors. Like I had a hazelnut vape one time, and it was literally extracted. The juice was extracted from hazelnuts and then put into the juice. So there's all kinds of fanciness out there, and you can that's the rule number 1 is, yeah, you can complain that you don't know what's in it and blah 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 blah, but if it's a good company, you do know what's in it and you can find out what is in it. And I encourage you to do so and not buy stuff from the gas station that is straight from China. Stay away from that stuff. Use good companies. Research. I mean, many companies now are using full clean rooms for their production, and look them up on Instagram, companies, because a lot of them talk about, they show you pictures of where your juice is made, or their website. I mean, you just gotta do your research. And then obviously the other ingredient, which is optional, is nicotine. If you want to find out what nicotine is, I encourage you to Google it, find out for yourself. Alright, what have we learned today? We have learned the 2 largest and most prominent base parts of e-liquid. So let's do a quick little recap. We got propylene glycol, we got vegetable glycerin, and then we'll say parentheses optionals nicotine. We said we had our propane, which does cook your steaks, but it's got 3 carbon chain, and then the 2 hydroxyls, and we'll draw that joker again, get our OHs on there. We'll add 1 more for the vegetable glycerin, and then for all those that are interested, we'll draw a couple rings. Why not draw a couple rings? Everyone likes to draw rings, right? There's nicotine. Today we have covered the basic ingredients for e-liquid, and this does not include any flavorings, any artificial colors, any natural colors, any artificial ingredients, natural ingredients, whatever it may be in the juice. So I hope that you guys have got a little basis of what the heck is actually in here. And if you're not science minded, then this video will probably just seem really confusing. But I hope there's people out there who can appreciate this and can understand what's in this and all the organic chemicals. I hope you've learned something, like I said, and I just want to toss a little interjection in for the next video, our topic of discussion. We've already talked about all the stuff that's inside of e-liquid. The next video we're going to be talking about this guy. Not sure what you know what that is, but got our carbon, oxygen, hydrogen, also known as CH2O. For a lot of you, you might know it as formaldehyde. And if you follow anything in the news media, you know that this little picture that you're seeing right now is pretty much what everyone in the entire world thinks this stuff is made out of. Yeah, this stuff's pretty similar to formic acid. Formaldehyde's not very good for you, obviously, on inhalation. If you want to learn a little bit about formaldehyde and e-liquid, or should I say the lack of, but that's the next video. We'll get into that later. Thank you guys for watching. Keep an eye out for the next video. Multiple installations after that on the science of vaping. You guys keep on vaping and keep on learning, because that's what we're here to do. If you're not learning, you're not going anywhere. Until the next time, guys, thanks again for watching. Vaping is science.